All right, welcome back. We are diving into our series on how to really master generative AI. Today, we're on to the fourth mental discipline, and I gotta be honest, this one, it might sound a little weird at first. We're talking about emotional intelligence.
And just so we're all on the same page, this is part 4 of a really cool 10-lesson tutorial from Virtualization Options LLC. It's all about strengthening those mental muscles to work better with generative AI. We're breaking down each discipline, and today, it's all about feelings.
So, Section 1, AI and feelings? I can almost hear you thinking, wait, what? Emotional intelligence? For a machine that literally has no emotions? I mean, it sounds kind of pointless, doesn't it? You can't offend it, you can't hurt its feelings. So what's the deal?
And yeah, at first glance, that's totally fair. It seems completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter if you're nice to it or not. So if this isn't about making the AI feel better, what on earth is it about? This is where the whole idea flips on its head.
Because it's not about them. It's about you. Here's the key idea. Working with AI is kind of like looking into a mirror. It doesn't have feelings, but it sure does trigger ours. It reflects back our own reactions, our own hidden biases. That little jolt of frustration or that big wave of excitement you feel when you get a response, that's not about the AI. That's about us. So let's define what we mean by emotional intelligence for AI. It's really about managing your own emotional reactions. You know, things like feeling defensive when the AI suggests a better way to phrase something you wrote. Or, on the flip side, getting so excited by a perfectly written paragraph that you just trust it completely without checking. It's about being objective and keeping that human-centered judgment front and center.
So why is this so critical? Well, a few big reasons. For one, it completely governs how you react to what the AI gives you. Are you seeing it clearly or through a filter of frustration? 2, it shapes how you actually integrate AI into real human teams. And 3, and this might be the most important one, it helps you recognize that exact moment when you need to pause and insert some good old-fashioned human judgment.
Okay, that brings us to mastering your AI mindset.
So how do you actually cultivate this? It's really about 3 steps. Step 1 is to reflect on your reactions. The next time an AI response makes you feel anything, frustrated, excited, annoyed, just pause. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Step 2 is to practice mindfulness. Seriously, if you're getting frustrated, take a break, walk away for a minute. That's how you maintain objectivity. And step 3, insert human judgment. You have to trust your intuition. When a situation needs empathy or has a tricky ethical angle, that's your job. The AI can't do that. And the impact of your mindset here is huge. I mean, look at the difference. Without this kind of emotional intelligence, or EQ, you end up with frustration, blind trust, maybe some defensiveness, all leading to poor decisions. But with it, you get objectivity, you get smart collaboration, you get way better outcomes and work that is truly human-centered. It's a night and day difference. And this all leads to the real payoff. Let's call it the human advantage. Because let's be real, an AI doesn't understand the emotional impact of its words. It has no concept of empathy, no moral compass, no intuition. That's our job. Your emotional intelligence is precisely what fills in all those massive gaps. And this quote really says it all. This discipline keeps human values and human needs at the center of AI-assisted work. That's the whole point, right? It's making sure that we're always in the driver's seat, keeping what matters to us as humans right at the core of everything we do with this tech.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Your AI is a tool, a really, really powerful one. The question is, are you using it with awareness? Are you paying as much attention to your own reactions as you are to writing the perfect prompt? Because that's the secret sauce.